Hey y'all, it's your girl Lauren A. And on this Monday, this random Monday, we have been blessed with this video and new single dropping from Tyler the Creator called Stop Playing With Me. Now, the title itself already had me intrigued. I opened up my Instagram. I already followed Tyler just because I just became a fan of him not too long ago. Please forgive me. My bad. Please don't go in my DMs telling me how late I am. I get it. I understand. He is amazing. I always heard of him. I always heard about his group and the people that he came from and, Odd Future and all the ones. I heard about it, but I just wasn't necessarily a fan, especially when I saw him eat that cockroach a few years back. I was just like, no, this is just not my cup of tea. But once DJ Drama put that album out with him on it, or, the collaboration album, whatever you want to call it, I became a fan. Okay. Honestly and truly, after that album, I was like, okay, who is this guy? I know he's weird. I know he's eclectic, but he can rap. Okay, and just like any other DJ Drama album or mixtape, you gotta come with the raps. So I said, okay, well, I can get with it. So since then, I have been a Tyler fan. I love how unapologetic he is. I love how he's not afraid to say a big F you to whoever doesn't care or whoever doesn't like what he's doing. He doesn't try to conform. If anything, he tries to change something that is standard or traditional into something that is outrageous and creative. So I appreciate his efforts in that. But today he dropped this new song called Stop Playing With Me off of his album Don't Tap the Glass. Okay. This album, I can already tell with it being random. I don't know if you guys knew about it. I didn't know about it. Again, I follow him and I just didn't pick that up. But if you knew about it, cool. I didn't. So I was surprised today when I saw that his album actually dropped on a Monday, which again is already a little bit taboo or risque because most albums don't drop on a Monday. I mean, I know I might be new to Tyler, but most hip hop or R&B, whatever albums, they come out on a Friday, maybe a Thursday. But for a Monday drop, that means he says, I'm thinking out of the box and I want you guys to, make sure you listen to the whole thing before we start talking about numbers and first week sales, like all the things that kind of muddle just the album experience. So I feel like, hey, if you want to drop on a Monday, drop on a Monday. Look, we're in a world right now where nothing is really as it's supposed to be at this point. So if you want to drop on a Monday, drop on a Monday. Who cares? Okay. So I click on this video just before I'm, pulling up to work because I just got to check it out before I, be a serious person today. So I click on it and first things first is I see Tyler the Creator looking like he just stepped out of a time capsule from the 1980s. He was getting ready to join the crew of Breakin'. He has a full jumpsuit on. He has the gloves, the leather. He has the fade with the taper cut on it. He has the gold grill. Like, he looking good. I will have to say, Tyler is actually looking pretty good. And I never really said that before, but this aesthetic, it was kind of, it was given. Anyways, so with the gold grill, he's already growling at the camera, already high energy. Like, I'm like, is he yelling at me? Did I do something? But again, in full Tyler energy, he just said he's just going off. So the beat drops. And automatically we know with the big subwoofers in the back, you could tell the reaction he was trying to get from that. And it's given high energy, high frequency, party vibes. And I feel bad for anybody's subwoofers who actually try to crank that up and actually, it's going to mess it up. But that was the point, right? That was the point because, with this album dropping, he also released a statement on Instagram saying that, unfortunately, we're in a world right now where dancing is not a priority in a club. Dancing is not a priority in, spaces where we're supposed to dance. We're so worried about being seen. We're so worried about videos and getting memed and going viral and all the things that really just kill the vibe. Right? To where people just don't even dance and partake in interacting with each other at a party. So he said that he had an album release and or he went to an album release and there was no phone, so that automatically just stripped the ego out the room. So it was just like, hey, I'm trying to vibe, you trying to vibe, and we're vibing together. So I applaud that. I actually hope that we can get to a place where we are actually enjoying the party again. You know, we used to sweat out of mini parties back in the day, okay, when we weren't worried about these phones. And so, you know, I think that was the vibe he was going for this album, was to create something that allowed people to dance again. And in true Tyler fashion, this song in general doesn't really quite sound like Chromacopia. He just put out that album last year, and it was a banger. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed how, you know, much of a range it was. At the time, he had gorilla features, he had Wayne on it. Like, it was a pretty well-rounded album. But this album, you could tell that he's going to want to go more into the dance realm. So I love this video. It was very simple. You had the subwoofers, you had the old school car, and you had a few friends stop by. But the main focus of the video was Tyler in his bag with this energy. And kind of going back to my last video in regards to how videos are becoming more artistic, he didn't need all of the glitz and glamour and, you know, cinematography and all the things that make a video great. You can have all those things. We just talked about how great it was for the Clips rollout. However, with Tyler in this particular song, you can tell he wanted a simplistic kind of setting, but the focus was him. The focus was acting up, giving energy, and, you know, and in contrast to the people that he had in the video, which was the Clips, which is like the epitome of cool, right? They're the ones that's just standing around like scoping the scene out like Malice, on head on a swivel, you know, and then they're not necessarily giving that dance energy like Tyler was giving. So he wanted you to see the contrast. And it was so funny because you know how like back in the 90s where you had shows that crossed over each other. For example, you had like Family Matters crossed over into Full House, and then you had Moesha crossed over into, you know, this show, or the Parkers, and then it crossed over. So you had crossover. So I felt that way seeing the Clips in this video, because we feel like we just talked about Tyler on their project on POV, which again, I know it's going to be crazy when that video come out, but it feels like we just talked about them, and now they with him in his video. So I really like how they coordinated that, you know, to where they're talking about their project. We're talking about their projects because they're coming out at the same time. And I think that's dope. I honestly think maybe too, Tyler might have dropped it on a Monday because he didn't want to step on their stuff. I don't know. It seems like they're cool. So it may have been a conversation. It may not have. Who knows? But I feel like Tyler's like, I don't care if I drop on a Tuesday or a Wednesday evening. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to drop. It's still going to be dope and people going to love it. So I don't think that it's beyond him to do something like that for, you know, people who he really messed with, which is Eclipse. So, and then I don't even know exactly who he's mad at in this video. Like, he's saying, stop playing with me. I don't know if it's just like a turn up thing or if he's really telling somebody to stop playing with him. I know there's some beef going around with some, you know, a couple of people, just even him having the Clips in his video. That tells me that he might have picked a side too. So who knows? Allegedly, I don't know. It looked like they had the same clothes on that they had during a rollout. So it may have literally been coordinated at the same time as they did this song. It really looks that way. But then we see LeBron James, which is like, if you watch podcasts like me, you know that there's a running joke that LeBron James, he thinks he's an A&R. Okay, LeBron James is, you know, he stamps every song that he likes. He's always listening to it, don't really know the words, but he's rapping it, you know, things like that, or singing it. And it's just like, all right, LeBron, I guess this is the jam since you played it and you kind of know the words. So I guess you stamped it. Thank you. Thank you so much. So with LeBron James in this video, it's like, okay, so LeBron is in this, you know. And so, I just thought about this. He got LeBron and the Clips in the video. Tyler, he actually might be saying something for real. Like, because those two people kind of have the same foe right now. But I don't know if it's a coincidence. I don't know. But it's cool to see because LeBron is definitely unproblematic dude. Seems like a good father, good husband from what I see. Just surface level. I don't know the man or his family, but he just seems like he's a cool dude. And so for him to support Tyler too, I think that's pretty dope in his video, because you don't see LeBron James in your video. Like, and the other dude, I don't even know who the other dude is. I would have to look that up. Y'all tell me who that other guy who was standing with LeBron. Tell me who that is in the comments. I don't know if that's like somebody in the music industry, if that's like his manager. I don't know. Just let me know who that is. But I'm pretty sure that's an important piece of this puzzle too. So, but yeah, high energy. I can already tell this is going to get on my playlist. I can already tell this is going to be in every Planet Fitness or Lifetime Fitness across the nation, just with the energy that it brings, which is what we need, honestly, in this environment. I feel like going back to just good music kind of making its way back. I appreciate that. And in whatever form it comes in. I wasn't that type of girl who just only listened to hip hop and R&B. I like pop. I like pop rock. I like a little bit of country, you know, things like that. So good music is good music to me. And I feel like if you're putting forth effort and just kind of having that creative, like, splash on it, like, I'm with it. So I'm excited to kind of listen to the rest of this album to see what it sounds like. Hopefully it's, you know, kind of the same vibes. With Tyler, you just never know. He might just go way way left, but that's okay. It's an audience for it. So before I go, I just want to say thank you guys for the love that you guys have shown me on my last video. I really appreciate it. I've been doing this pod on and off for the last couple years, and it's really just different things that I'm interested in. It really wasn't a vibe or a niche or anything like that I was going for, but you guys showed a lot of love on that last video, so I just appreciate it. Continue to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and let me know which stuff you would like for me to review. I really do enjoy doing this, so I'm probably going to do a few more of these. So yeah, so I guess I'll see you guys next time. I'm going to go run and listen to the rest of this album. So y'all guys be good, be easy. Bye.